And I guess so. That's another interesting whole angle of it. What is truth and what is truth in art and creativity? Because from this creative standpoint, any kind of truth that you can depict, I guess you could depict various levels of truth, like a collective truth and what's accepted here and there. And you can also depict something that you personally hold true. This is where that whole idea of validity comes out. And when people are saying like, oh, this is my truth, there's a certain reality. I understand what that kind of points to, that, but that is not the truth. So, for example, your truth can be that you worked in several companies. Throughout your life, you worked in several companies. That's a very small percentage of companies in the world. So
Right.
you have some idea, you have some lived in experience about what these companies are and how they are, but you have no idea, you don't have the stats for all of them, for how they can be, for what all the
Right.
possible levels of cooperation or types of organizations there are, unless you have that full experience. And nobody has, because nobody has enough time to work in such places. And that's the what I mean by relativity of truth. There is certain relativity of truth because it's incomplete. If it's in all of us, every single person holds only one piece of the puzzle. Uh, and if you gather a bunch of people, they will be able to come up with a more real level of truth than each one of them singularly. That's why it
Is
kind of,
con-
I guess it depends on what you want right out of the communication process and the art depiction process. But if you did want to, if truth was one of your virtues that you want to practice, it does involve conferring with other people and
is
figuring out what truth should even be.
it's basically consensus. We're trying to reach
It,
some sort of
yeah,
consensus.
it is.
Like,
Yeah,
do we agree that this is the thing? Right? It's like you're trying to discuss from artist standpoint. You're essentially having a discussion with the fans, with the viewers, the audience. Like,
yeah.
is this true? This is how I feel. Do you
Hmm.
feel this in the same way? Right? This is where how you resonate with people, because it means that the any artistic endeavor, it has to reach some kind of consensus. So yes, you have your lived experience, you have your special kind of personal experience, and that is very valuable to share as well. But the kind of the quality of the art really hinges on how much connection can you reach to the people, to other people, that they share sort of similar feelings almost, right? Situation might be different, but you have some underlying aspect to human kind of whether it be emotions or some sort of human nature. Essentially, that's basically what art is trying to find out. What is the human nature? What is all this thing that we experience in um all its manifestations, right? It be like, what is joy, what is sadness, what is melancholy, what is all this thing that we feel, right? It's like you feel so it's like you feel compelled to share your feelings about life to other people. It's like, is this how we feel? Is this how, like, is this real? Almost, it's like, is this how it feels to be, say, in love? Is this how it feels to be out of
Yeah,
love? Is this how it
yeah,
feels to
yeah.
be broken? Is this how it feels to be, like if you see a sad movie, it's like, wow, I can really empathize with that person because I can imagine how it will happen to me if I were in the same situation, right? Even though that's not true to me, but I can see how that could be true.